Hey y'all, welcome back. My name is Shamika and this is Check the Rhymes. I am super excited to be back right here on Check the Rhymes. You normally see me every week on Celebration, but Check the Rhymes hasn't gone anywhere. I'm still here. So I am so excited because one of your favorites and mine is back this week to talk about album number 28. You know, that guest that always says, nah, I'm done. Ain't no more music. But then a year later, a few months later, can you check out my new song? Can you check out my new album? Yes, y'all, it is the Prince of Sophisticated Soul. Will Downing is back in the building. I'm super excited because he is, again, like I said, talking about his 28th album. It's called Luscious. I feel like you got to say luscious. So anyway, stay tuned. You don't want to miss this conversation. Welcome back, co-host Downing. Welcome back.
Thanks for having me. I feel like when I think of home, I think of a place where Check the Rhymes is. I was going to bust in the song, but I didn't want to, But thank you. Thank you for having me back. Glad to be back in the hot seat. Yeah, thank you for lowering your standards and having me on again.
Lowering my standards. No. I mean, the last time we chatted, you came over to Celebration to help me kick that show off, and I appreciate that. So,
Yeah.
You're like you say, you're back home now here on Check
I'm
the
back.
Rhymes.
Thanks for taking me back.
Yes. So, the last couple times we've talked, I don't know if I'm gonna put out any more music. I don't know. And then
Really?
I get a DM that has a new song, and I'm like, now I know this ain't on the other on Soul Rising. Like, what is this? You know what I'm talking about?
Guilty. I'm guilty. But did I say that I was going to stop after Soul Rising? I know before I recorded Soul Rising, I said I was going to stop. I don't know if technically I said after Soul Rising, you're never going to hear from me again.
Okay. I just paraphrased. You just said, I don't know when I'll put out any music. Yeah, that's what you said.
Oh,
when.
This
you
is
don't
when.
know when.
This is when. This is now. Now is
okay.
So I just had to feel like I had to get something. I mean, I'll take the hit. Yes, you did hit me, but
Okay. I'll let you have that one then.
That's very Black of you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right. So this one's called Luscious.
Luscious. I know. Where'd it come from, right?
There's a couple thoughts.
but let's hear what you got. Let's hear your luscious thoughts. What does luscious do? What does the word luscious mean to you?
What wasn't that his name on? Was that his name on Empire? No, it wasn't.
I think it was Lucious.
Was it Lucious or Luscious? I don't remember. But at first I thought Empire. Then I thought that's not right. But then I was like, okay, well, it's different. But then when I listened to the album, it made sense.
Okay, yeah, because the album is very lush.
It's very lush, very luscious. Yeah. So you tell me where the name came from, but even though I know sometimes you always say it doesn't really mean anything.
Well, I outsource my material to certain people in my lives who I trust.
Okay.
Very much so. And there's one woman, Deanna Williams. I think you know Deanna, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was been, for those who don't know, who is a staple on like the shows Unsung. She was a radio host at WHUR. She was also in the area in radio. She's been in radio pretty much her whole life. And she's also, I think, what they call the mother of Black Music Month, either the mother or the godmother of Black music. So I think she coined that phrase. All right. So I always send my music to her and a couple of other folks. And then I always we talk and they kind of tell me what they think about the album. And she always has this very distinctive way of using words that I personally wouldn't use, but it's very like, yeah, that fits. And I asked her, I said, well, what'd you think about the album? She said, oh my God, it's so beautiful. The music is so lush. It's luscious. And that is really how she speaks. She almost sings when she speaks. Oh, well, it's Luscious. Hi. So I named it Luscious. And she's titled a bunch of, I'm looking back because there's a bunch of albums that she's titled for me. I think she did Emotions. She definitely did Soul Symphony, Sensual Journey, Lust, Love, and Lies. So she's done probably about at least four, a minimum of four albums for me where we've had a conversation and she would just say something. I would go, that's it. I would never use the word, but like, she says it and it has impact. Obviously, you saw the title and you were like, yeah, Luscious. Yeah, I like Luscious. What a man said to another man, like calling a man delicious. Hey, delicious.
I thought about that too.
So I would never call another man luscious, but it applies in this case. And then if I was describing you to someone else, oh, she's very luscious. And it works.
I don't know. Well, I'm the type to go have to Google like what he mean when he said
what he mean when he said. And I don't think anyone asked you. It's not what I asked, it's what I say. And so I say she's very luscious, very luscious looking. If they were to meet you someplace, they say, I have to meet her. What's she look like? Oh, she's very luscious looking. So there you go.
Oh, okay. Okay. Y'all take notes. How to compliment.
But then it sounds like a compliment. It is a compliment. It sounds very, all of that.
Okay. So I want to go back to something real quick because I've never gotten to name an album. I'm in my feelings.
Are you calling to complain yet again? Because 2 albums ago, you were like, I've been asked to be on a record yet. Hand claps, a couple of oohs, a couple of ahs. I was like, I'm gonna get to it. So I'm gonna put you on that very short list of people for the next project. So for right now, I'm letting you know.
Okay.
Will be another project.
No.
Quitting. So the next time we do a conversation or an interview, you don't kick it off with kicking my butt like you do. Like last time you said you are not going to record ever again. So I'm telling you right now.
Okay.
My goal is to get to 30 albums.
Okay.
So I'm at 20 with the release of Luscious. This is 28. And I think it's more than that, but
I do too.
Yeah, if you add the best ofs and the this and the that, and then one day I'll go through all this stuff. Hold on, I keep referring to the background. Boom, so that's there. And then there's stuff behind me on the wall. It's like Romantique and what is that? Romantique 1, Romantique 2, Soul Rising, Pieces, Song Garden. I'm just going up on the wall. So yeah, so we have to add it up one day. But the ultimate goal for me is to get to 30. So we're at 28. So there will be 2 more. So the next 2 interviews, I don't want to hear. I said I was going to quit. And within the next 2 albums, I guarantee we're going to get you on the album.
All right. I've been practicing my snaps, my claps, all the things. And I was even learning the words to some of these songs in case you need me on stage at any point. That too. Yep. I don't know how to do it, but you
practice. You practice. So there you go.
So is there a theme to this album? I know you said the title is Luscious, but is there an overall theme? And don't you say it's luscious. It's like there's got to be some kind of theme, right?
Damn it, I can't say luscious, huh? When it started out, it was inspired initially by me listening to radio and listening to a lot of the newer vocalists that are out there. And there are very few folks these days singing in the baritone range, the lower range, baritone bass. There's very few basses out there, but no one wants to sing in the baritone range. It seems like it's been relegated to like me or like any Gregory Porter, maybe like a Kurt Erling or someone like him, someone like them. So I decided to almost pay tribute to baritone vocalists. That's the way it started. So we have remakes on the album of like songs by John Lucien. I don't know if folks know who John Lucien was, but amazing vocalist. So I decided to remake one of his songs called Rashida. There was also a vocalist, to me, one of the greatest vocalists ever graced the planet, Johnny Hartman. And so I decided to do In the Wee Small Hours of the Morning, which is pretty much like a jazz standard. So it's sort of in that vein. That was the idea, to kind of pay tribute to all these amazing male vocalists. And then at the end of the project, I get a phone call from a pianist, Marcus Johnson. And he said, "Hey, man, I got this idea for Mama Used to Say." And I'm like, "Junior's Mama Used to Say?" Who was a friend of mine as well. And he's like, "Yeah, yeah." I'm like, of all the songs, I would have never imagined me doing a remake or an interpretation of a classic song, especially in that octave of "Mama used to say, take your time, young man." I just see the video and him dancing down the street and all this stuff.
Right.
Like an animated video or something like that. So I just never thought about it. But then I heard the vibe on the demo that he sent, and we went with it, and we slowed it down, and I think it works.
Now,
so it's a musical album.
Okay. Well, that was the question I was going to ask about why you slowed it down, because I like it. Because at first, when you sent it, I was like, push play. I was like, let me see what he did. Let me see. And then I was like, I like this.
Because 28 albums and you still like, let me see. I should
for
be
that one, that song. Yes, I did. For that
I
one.
should be
Just that
automatic.
one.
I should be automatic in your list of like, should I get this Will Downing record? He's never let me down. Never. That's the way I like to be thought of, at least.
Oh, okay. Noted. Let me write that down. Yeah, I just wasn't sure. Like, I was like, I before I hit play, I was like, I wasn't sure if you did try to just do it like he did it, but then I was like, no, I know Will, and it's going to be in his way, but I didn't think it was going to be slowed down. I thought it was still going to be that same tempo. I don't know my musical terms, but I thought it was still going to be
right.
like that.
Correct. You're correct. The musical tempo, is like, no. And listen, I used to party my black ass off to Mama Used to Say back in the day. And like I said, when I got it, the demo of what he wanted to do, I would never in a million years have thought to do it like that, ever. So I'm really pleased with the way it came out.
Now that's the same song you put your mom on, right?
I put my mom at the end, and that wasn't even really my idea. That was my youngest daughter's idea, Asia. I played it for her because I thought it had, like, when we produced it, we thought it had like a younger demo kind of feel to it. So I played it for her. She's 28. So I said, let me just run this by her. So she's
28 already?
I'm old. She's getting old. So ran it by her. I just wanted to see if she would groove, because she don't like nothing I do. she likes it, but it's sort of like, it's kind of corny. It's too jazzy. It's too. So I said, like, let me see what she does to this. And I saw her grooving, and then she said, what would be a nice touch if you had a message from Grandma at the end. And I said, I don't have anything. And I know I couldn't call my mother and ask her, because, I've been down that road. I'll tell you a funny story later about my mom and TV and radio. But she happened to have a message on her phone. My daughter did.
Okay.
I said, send me the message. And she sent it to me. And there were pieces of a message that a mom would say to a son. So I just kind of cut it up and then put it together and put Mom on the record. Now she wants a royalty. She wants a royalty.
I was going to say, she deserves it.
I used to say, make sure you give me my royalty. Mama used to say, pay me, man.
Right, run her money.
You got to run me my money.
I love that. So let's just go through the songs on the album. How about that? Actually, let me back up, because I wanted to ask this question because I just thought it would be fun to do. But if you could describe Luscious in 3 words, what would it be? 3 words. That's a tough one. I never ask you tough ones.
Luscious. No.
Three different words.
Three different words. Um, musical, love, passion.
Perfect. That's three.
Yep.
Good job.
Well,
Good job.
star on
I
the
thought you were
floor.
going to say delicious, but you didn't.
No. Damn it. Why'd I use passion? I could have used delicious.
Right, right. All right. I don't know if I'm going in order, but so we already talked about Mama Used to Say, but
Uh,
Forevermore.
okay. A song that was originally done by I don't know if they were officially a group, but they put out records. Urban Nights, which used to be produced by Maurice White. So Urban Nights was, I think, Ramsey Lewis, Maurice White, Grover Washington, all these amazing artists. They put together like almost like a super group. And the song Forevermore was on that project. And the guy who wrote the song actually plays in my band. It's got Mike Logan. And he actually sung the original version. So it's just a great song. I've always loved it. And for years, he was with my band. I didn't realize it was him. And then one day we were at sound check. I swear to you, and he started playing. I said, I've always loved it. I said, that's a cool ass song. He was like, yeah, I wrote that. It's like, get out of here. And he said, yeah, I sung it too. And I said, I've always said I wanted to remake it. And we were at sound check. Hell, we might have been in Charlotte where you are. And he started playing it again. I said, you know what? I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna do it a little different. And so I put it on a record. So it's a great record. And the lyric is really cool too. It's almost about a guy who is infatuated with a woman, but she is a little lukewarm on him.
Mhm.
And he's trying to, kind of pull her obviously to his side and try to, get her to see how he really feels about, their relationship. So Forevermore. I just want to be with you forevermore.
That's a nice song. Well, so you don't get your band's resumes before you hire them. How does that work? That you don't even know how did that never come up at all ever?
Mike has been with me for, I'm gonna say close to 25 years. So I got his resume. Yeah, I know. You shake. Yeah. I mean, that's I'm a good dude. With you with me, there's us. So I haven't checked his resume in 25 years. But yeah, I mean, and you learn something new about people every time you're in their presence. So he started playing. I was like, oh man, I forgot all about that song. It's like, yeah, that's mine. I was like, what? And sometimes I forget that he even sings.
See, there's a reason why God didn't give me these types of talents.
Yeah, you use your powers for bad. I know you. You would use powers for bad.
Well, I would probably come to rehearsal, a sound check, with some t-shirt on that had my resume on the back.
Well, okay. Well, yeah, and there's a plus side to that because you've seen the Luther movie.
Yes.
Well as I have. And there's a section in the movie that says that what he would do is when he would come to rehearsal or sound check or whatever, he would always be singing. Mm-hmm. And that's how kind of he, furthered his career because someone heard him singing. It was like, who's that guy? Or, oh my God, I didn't know you could sing like that. Or what is that? And he would say, that's an original song. Or, oh yeah, of course I arranged vocals. Did you come up? Absolutely. And that's how he furthered his career. So there's something to that.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, I need to watch that again and then figure out how to apply it over here somehow. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'm sure you eventually.
Yeah. So in the wee small hours, when I was listening to it, just in my head when I was listening, I got the vibe of that old Black Hollywood, just that. I don't know how to explain it, but that's just the vibe I got, if that makes sense.
No, it makes perfect sense. I mean, and that's a song like that. It's basically a trio with strings. Mm-hmm. And that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to take you back to that period in time for them, which would be like in the 50s.
Yeah.
And the crooners were around. So think of like a Nat King Cole, or think about a Frank Sinatra, or you think about the person who covered that song, and the song has been covered many times, but to me, his version is the quintessential version, and that is Johnny Hartman. I've been a Johnny Hartman fan forever. I mean, I think that he's probably, and I said it earlier, one of the greatest vocalists to have ever graced the planet, but just never got his due. So, and there's a lot of, vocalists that have been on the earth that, those who are in the know. So like almost like a Donny Hathaway was like that to me. Like Johnny Hathaway is one of the greatest vocalists ever lived. And a lot of people have no freaking clue who he was. Just know the This Christmas. That's the only song they know. And it's like, this dude was phenomenal. His phrasing, his tone, his everything. And Johnny Hartman was the same way. And that song is a beautiful song, And when I sing, there's a couple of lines in that song that I'm going to have to get over it because I'm going to have to perform it. But when I sing the song, it makes me think about my daughter. It's like in the wee small hours in the morning, that's the time you miss her most. And there's nothing louder than being up late at night, and there's nothing louder than silence. Nothing is louder than silence. So like when you're sitting there and you're listening to this song, that's where it takes me. It's kind of like in the wee small hours, you're sitting all by yourself. I imagine sitting outside and the stars are shining, and you just hear this song, and it's loud in one regard, but it's silent in another. So it makes you focus, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful song. No one ever play it, but it's a beautiful song.
Oh, please.
Well, I mean, I've done Johnny Hartman stuff before. I've done like Lush Life. Same way, trio with a sax, which was Tim Cunningham in the wee small hours of the morning. And no one plays it, maybe like the jazz stations or something like that. So I'm not going to call them no one, but people in great abundance will not hear the song. But it's a beautiful song. So for those who come into this platform, check out the wee small hours of the morning.
Right? Yeah. Yes. You got to sell it.
I'm doing my best. I mean,
So the one I could not get out of my head last night, The Power of Love. And then I said, maybe this is the one that he's going to let me come on stage and sing.
Yeah.
So that has to be it, because that's the one I was singing last night. So tell me about that song.
It's the only original song on the album. It was written by me and Randy Boland. And Randy is also the featured artist on the song as well. I'm the featured artist, but he's the guest soloist on guitar. And it's a song that primarily he came up with, and I just sort of, wrote like the second verse and a couple of little other things. But he and I have been collaborating for a long time, and he wrote along with me Say Yes and a bunch of other songs that I recorded within the last 10 years. And it's just a beautiful song. It almost has like a Sade-ish type feel to it.
Yeah.
It's R&B with like jazz overtone, so there's something in it for everyone, and it's a really good lyric. It lets you know about the power of love, what love can do for you, and how it can change your life in the positive way.
Yeah, that one stuck with me. I really like that.
Power of love, power of love.
Well, you mentioned a little bit about Rashida, because at first I was like, Rashida? Who's Rashida? Did he mean to write Shamika?
I said, beat my time. Who the hell is Rashida?
Right.
I mean, he's talking in code because he's really speaking about me.
So then when I Googled it, because I was like, this is probably a remake or cover. So I was like, okay. So I was like, I had to listen to the original, because I was like, okay, that's Rashida.
That song, and I spoke about this gentleman earlier.
Yeah.
Is John Lucien. And John Lucien, for those who don't know, is, where was he from? Like the island of or Tortola, I believe it was from. And I knew John. And John was an older gentleman at that point, but smooth as glass. Like you go out with John, and we'd be at like a jazz club or something like that. And as soon as John opened up his mouth, all the ladies were kind of, because when he spoke like this. Oh, how are you, Shamika? Oh yeah. Oh, in my country, you would be a queen. Yes, you remind me of the, and he would name some flower or something like that. And the women would just be like, oh my God, oh, child. And I'm looking at him like, bruh. I mean, really? And the more women that would come around, he turned the accent on more. Oh yes, what is your name? Diana. Oh,
Oh
oh,
gosh.
Rashida. So, so, and he had songs, and he would always write these songs. Like his biggest song, was a song called Gingy.
Okay.
So he always wrote these songs about these women from, his home or where he had visited or something like that. But a great, great, great writer, a great, great, great vocalist. And Rashida is a great, 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 great song. So it was a pleasure to remake it.
Yes, the remake was definitely great since we're using the word great.
Uh,
It's great.
Great and luscious,
Very luscious.
very luscious.
So I really just like the title of this song. Even before
Oh,
I even listened to it, but
I know what
Sugar
you
on
mean.
the Floor.
Uh-huh. It is actually an old Etta James song.
Oh yeah, I was right because I wrote. If you can see my notes, it says Etta James question mark.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's an old Etta. Most people know Etta James for "At Last," the song "At Last."
Yeah.
But "Sugar on the Floor" was my personal favorite, and it's a song lyrically about someone that you want, but they don't necessarily want you, and they want you when they want you.
Oh, my life. Sorry.
Really, really. 10 minutes ago, I called you luscious, and now your life is reduced to
Sugar on the
sugar
floor.
on the floor. You're like sugar on the floor. But
Yeah.
what a great way to say something like that. It's like when they want you, and when you're with them, you feel like, it's the greatest feeling ever. Like it's
Yeah.
just high, and you've never been loved like that before. And then when that moment's over, it's like they're the complete opposite.
Hmm.
I want
Yeah.
nothing to do with you. And it's like you make me feel like sugar on the floor. Like you're so sweet to me when we're together. And then when it's over with, like you just throw me away. You sweep me up. Like
Leave me for the
you
ants.
right, yeah, and it's like, and then when you want me again, you go in the cabinet, and you pick up the telephone or whatever it might be. You go in the cabinet, get some sugar. When you want me, you call me. You're so sweet. Oh, come by, and I love you, and
Mhm.
well, you make me feel like sugar on the floor. Like there's a lyric in there that says, "You're a stranger to me, uh, but yet still I know you, and I want you, and you want me, and when we're together, it's perfect. But like when you don't want me, like you're an asshole."
Yeah.
And I hate to say it that way, but I can't resist you. Like I gotta have you, that sort of thing. So that's what Sugar on the Floor is.
Yeah. So would this be called an album or an EP?
It's an EP. It's
Okay. I don't know really the difference. Is the difference just the amount of songs?
yeah. I
Okay.
think album technically is 7 or 8. I mean, if you talk to, I guess, folks in the RIAA or whatever it is, the Grammy, whatever. So this is technically an EP.
Okay. So the album drops November 29th, is that right?
November 29th,
Yeah.
my birthday.
And how old will you be? Or are you going to share that with us?
Yeah, I'll be 61.
Okay, because I lie about my age, so I didn't know if men do the same thing.
Are you of legal age yet? Because you look very young.
I'm luscious.
Gift. You got the gift. So I will not reciprocate and ask, as I know that is the cardinal sin from a man to a woman to ask her age.
Correct.
We're gonna leave it right there. We're gonna call you. I'm luscious years old.
Exactly, exactly. So why release it on your birthday? Why is there a particular reason to release Luscious on that date, or you just
I've
felt
been
like
doing
that's
that
a good date?
I've been doing that as of late. I think I released Soul Rising on my birthday as
Was
well.
that on your birthday?
I believe so. I believe so. November 29th. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I guess it was. Yeah.
Yep. So that's what I've been. It's like a gift to me. I don't, I don't need anything or want anything. What'd you give yourself this year? An album, an EP?
Right.
What'd you give yourself? Something luscious.
There you go. There you go.
Tie that in. You see how?
Are we gonna get Luscious merch, like a Luscious T-shirt, to wear to wheel down a concert? We need something luscious to wear to your show.
You know what I'm gonna do? The music is so luscious and so hot. I'll make some luscious fans.
Yes, because some of us have hot flashes too, so we need those fans. Not me. I forgot I'm at a luscious age.
You're not at that age. You're luscious years old.
Right, right, right. So what do you hope listeners take away from the album when they listen to it?
I hope they get a sense of the way things used to be musically. Um, I did the album. It's kind of selfish in a way, but that's what art is. It's kind of my take on life. I miss when music was like this, when music was luscious, and it wasn't about necessarily the glitz and the shine and the da 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 to try to make someone buy a record or to sell it. I think that songs should be about a good lyric. These are songs with amazing lyrics, with beautiful melodies, good performances, or great performances, however you want to say it. And I just wanted to do something musical because I think that music is lacking in music. A lot of music out there. I don't know what the other genres are doing, but the genres that I love, R&B and jazz, whether it be traditional, like songs like In the Wee Small Hours of the Morning, or whether it be contemporary, songs like The Power of Love, or classic R&B stuff, like my mama used to say, I decided to do classic versions of these songs and try to bring back yesteryear.
Okay. So I got a hard question for you.
Whoa, when's the next record going to be out, and what are you going to be doing on it, and how much are you going to be paid? And can you?
Well, that is a question, but not the next question.
And can I entitle?
But if you want to answer that one first, you might as well.
But what's your question? What you got?
So the question is, if you could create the ultimate Will Downing mixtape with just maybe 5 of your songs from over the 28 albums, plus the ones we didn't count, and it's for somebody that's having a little date night, which songs would make the cut?
Wow. Damn. Okay, so an album that would describe a playlist that would describe me, but 5 songs. Okay, so In the Wee Small Hours of the Morning.
Okay.
For the traditional jazz folk. The Warmth of You, which was on, I believe, the last record, or it might have been 2 records. Well, that might have been Pieces. For the R&B stuff, and that's still even jazzy. I Try. For straight up R&B, A Million Ways. What else? What's number 5? I'm sitting there looking around.
Yeah. Look at your own stuff.
Gotta look behind me. Maybe Sorry I from the Moods album.
Okay, that's a good mixtape.
You put it up so you get folks will know I wasn't pointing to nothing.
That one.
That one.
That was good. I was thinking you were going to be like any song they want to put on there. I don't know, but
I wouldn't do that. If you ask me one answer, I'm gonna give you some words.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Maybe nothing has ever felt if you allow me a bonus track.
Okay, you can have a bonus track. So are you so when will you start performing these songs when you're on the road?
I think we'll make it through this year with the show that we have now, and then at the top of the year, depending on, well, I was gonna say depending on the success of the record, but to me, if it came out, it's successful already. So we'll put together a new show at the beginning of 2025, and we'll start adding the songs that folks are playing. The album will be out and available, and it's kind of what people sort of dictate for me to say. The joy of having 28 albums. The joy is that you got 28 albums and lots of material. The downside is that you got 28 albums and too much material, because after every show, and you've been to a couple of them, there's always someone who walks up to you and says, "You didn't sing my song." And I'm going, "What's your song?" It's album number 14, song number 8. And I'm like, "You know what it is." And I'm like, "You promised me last time you was gonna sing." So, we'll put together a list of new stuff and new and old stuff, and put a new show together.
Okay. What's the craziest thing that like a fan has said to you or done?
Well, I got some crazy ones, but the one that always makes people laugh, and I think I mentioned this on another platform, on Unsung. I was doing I Try, and it was a compliment, but a compliment that only, in a way that only Black folks can give you a compliment. Someone screamed out, "Sing that song, you black bastard." Come on, chocolate. And it stopped the show. And I'm sitting there, "Sing that song, you black bastard. Come on, chocolate." I think that's a compliment.
Yeah. Well, I told you the girl in front of me at the concert here in Charlotte was drunk, and the people behind her were very upset, and she kept standing up to film you, and then came up to the stage, and you took her phone, and I think you took a picture, you filmed her, whatever, but she wasn't satisfied with this.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, you can never do enough.
Yeah.
It's so like, "Was that it?" And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, okay." Like, "Can I come sit on the stage?" Like,
right.
We've had some very interesting scenarios over the years. I remember being on tour, and oh my God, trying to phrase this the right way. We were in Kansas City. It was me, Jeff Lorber, and Art Porter. Art Porter was very much alive at that point. And there was someone in the audience who was drunk. And I'll be singing, and throughout the show they'd be saying, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa," right? And so I'm like, "Okay," and I start singing again, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa." And so finally, and this went on and on. So finally, I said, "Okay, everybody stop." So I stopped the band. I said, "I'm sorry. What are you saying?" And it was a club, and it was a woman. She said, "Whoa, whoa, whoa." I said, "Slow down. Think about what you want to say and say it." And it went for whoa, mo, whoa, mo, whoa, mo, whoa, mo. One moment, one moment, one moment. I said, "Oh, you want to hear the song One Moment?"
Oh.
And she just looked at me. I said, you need to buy a vowel, okay?
Was she disabled?
She was drunk. She was that other kind of drunk. That
Oh.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Her eyes were rolling up and what are you saying? One moment. I had a song out called One Moment, and she wanted to hear it. And then after
did you sing it to her?
And if I did, she wouldn't remember.
No. Well, that brings up another question, because now thinking about how that woman the whole time was standing up with her phone, like, filming the whole time in front of us, and we're like, we can't.
Right.
I think Will's up there somewhere. Couldn't see, because she kept standing up and phone all in the way. I'm surprised you weren't blinded by the light from her phone. But does that get on your nerves when people are filming versus
very much
enjoying the music?
Very much so. I think it gets on every entertainer's nerves. And there's some people that stop the show and kind of say something about it. For me, I don't stop the show, but it's certainly like I just look at them and I point, like, it's not like I can't see you. I can't see you. And or if they're way in the back, you just see the light that's just consistently on. It's like, what's the point? Like, why did you come here? Why you got to be like Jimmy Olsen? And that's old, you know.
Well, they're filming it for or they're going live for their friends to watch that couldn't afford to come. Or maybe you
Yeah,
were sold out and they couldn't come.
it's too many maybes.
Yeah.
Why don't you enjoy the fact that you're here and enjoy the show?
Yeah.
Just enjoy it. Like, just I don't get it. I mean, it's bad quality, and then I have to, when I get home and I turn my computer on and I go on whatever it is, Facebook or whatever, and I see me, and it's just kind of like, it sounds terrible, it looks terrible. What's the point? Just to show everybody that you're here. Like, here I am, I'm at the Will Darling show, and while I'm here, I'm just gonna tape for an hour. I'm just gonna keep showing. I'm gonna tape.
That's where was I? Oh, the Usher concert. And the couple in front of us, that's all they did. They just had their phones up the whole time. And I, at one point, was like, how can y'all even enjoy the show and sing and dance? And, when you're just holding the phone. And now what kind of wrist strength do you have? Because my wrists are going to give out after like a couple minutes.
Yeah. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. And I feel sorry for like comedians.
Yeah.
Because at least with us as vocalists, we can change the arrangement. We're not going to sing the same exact thing every night, Razor. But a comedian, like, a joke is a joke. The punchline is the punchline. And I just see people like, hey, when he said, and then he said, and it's kind of like, hey, like, come on, man.
Yeah. I think that's why Dave Chappelle, like, I've only been to one of his shows, but they make you put your phone up. Like, you can't have it out. I think I was at that one show, and this woman pulled out her phone because she was trying to go live. And they said he stopped the show and was like, y'all need to get her. And then she wanted to argue back. And they gently escorted her out the door.
Yeah. I mean, that's, in all honesty, it's what you should do. It's just, I know you paid to get in, but at the same time, I own my own likeness, and
yeah.
And you're just spoiling it for me. You're spoiling it for everybody here. Yeah, just stop and just enjoy it.
I think I took a video, like a short video, when you stepped on stage, and then I said, but Will Down and said we got to put our phones up.
Yeah.
I think that's what I put on the thing.
Don't make me have to come get you.
Right. Will Down said we can't have our phones out. But everybody.
Get over here, Luscious. Come here, Luscious.
Right. Well, how can everybody find? There was something else we were supposed to talk about that you mentioned earlier on, but I have brain fog from not sleeping, so I can't remember what you said 30 minutes ago.
I think it was. I think it was my mother.
Yes.
That I didn't want to call. Yeah, I couldn't call her and just say, "Hey, can you leave me a message?" Like, if I tell my mother anything that's in regards to media, she turns into like Tyler Perry when Tyler Perry tries to talk proper. Like, we were filming something, and I got her. At first, she didn't want to do it, and then I finally got her to agree to do it. And then they were like, "Well, just look over here. Just don't look into the camera, and just talk to me." And my mother's doing this. Like, Miss Downing, like, please don't look at the camera. Mm-hmm.
Like, it's right there.
and then the Tyler Perry part comes in where she speaks unbelievably proper. So the like, when she's talking to me, she's talking the way you and I are speaking. As soon as the camera comes on, so Wilfred was quite the rambunctious jelly. Rambunctious? Who uses the word rambunctious? As soon as she sees the camera, she starts pulling out that education, them words. So it's like, and let me just use what we got. You have some audio of her speaking. You're like, hilarious. So I put that together, but I certainly could not call her, because that's what I would get. Hello, yes. I want to, salutations and just hello.
Yeah, that would be so funny. Okay, I got one more fun question for you before
Sure.
we wrap this up. But what is a guilty pleasure song or artist that you love that might surprise your fans?
Oh, oh, Steely Dan, Donald Fagen.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like so much so that I named my youngest daughter after one of their albums, Asia, AJA. So yeah, I'm a big fan. Uh, even though I met, and I can't even say I met him. I saw Donald Fagen one time, who's the lead vocalist for the group and a solo artist as well. I was in the city in New York. I was in the village, and I'm walking around, and I see him, and I see him in this restaurant, but he's outside, and he's standing up, and he obviously saw me, and I must have had that look in my eye. But this is like years and years and years ago, and I said, I can literally speak, and so I said, "Hey, how you doing, Mr. Fagan?" He like turns away, like, "Hey, how you doing, Mr. Fagan? How are you? I'm a big fan." And he turns away, and I'm like, I could just reach over here and just snatch it. Like, like, and at this point, I'm an artist. I'm like a few albums in.
Hmm.
I ain't trying to go there. And it's just like, yo, man, if you could just turn around, shake my hand, anything, like I named my kid after, after one of your albums. And now I know how people who, come to my show, I know how they feel when give me like 30 seconds. Give me a minute. Give me something.
Yeah.
At least acknowledge my presence. He like turned around, he looking all up to the sky. Looking over here. I'm like, man, I ain't love your music so much, man. F you. But even still, I was listening the other night. I was sitting in here. I was by myself, and I put on like some Donald Fagen, like The Night Fly and Gaucho, and put on some Steely Dan, and I was just in awe and amazement at the beautiful music that they've made over the years. So yeah, I'm a Donald Fagen or Steely Dan fan.
Well, it's good that you're not petty like me. Like, you know, I'm still mad at one little thing this artist did in
Uh-oh.
2015. I
I'm
don't want
sorry.
to hear no music from them.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean it.
And it wasn't
I didn't
you.
mean
It
it.
wasn't you.
Okay, great,
You're,
great, great.
you're here.
I know this could be a payback, like you might edit this, and when you show it, it'll be like an X over my face.
Now, be for real. Me edit. Now
Oh
you do
yeah,
too much.
I'm gonna leave that alone. I was trying to not let the people
Now you're
know.
doing too much.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, so give me yours. So who is it? Uh-oh, who's close?
I don't know.
No. You said you do know. You said you're petty, so obviously you know who the person is. You said you're never gonna listen to their
Oh
music.
no, I don't want to put that on here, but I was going to give my guilty
Wait a minute.
pleasure.
Oh, okay, I guess mine was in a positive way. So I guess, yeah.
Yeah. Like right now, though, I don't normally listen to today's hippity hop or rap, but I'm really loving Glorilla right now.
You know what? There's something about that little girl I like too. I think I like the way she speaks.
Yeah.
You know, uh, what did she say when she was on Club Shay Shay? Oh no, not Club Shay Shay. The other guy. She's like, yeah, I was checking my news feed. News feed. I was like, is this news? And I just love the way she speaks. She's a little cutie. I mean, but that ain't my thing, But
I find myself quoting some of the things she says in her songs, and
oh yeah, at the end of the day,
the day gotta end. At the end of
at
the day,
the end of the day,
gotta
the day
end.
gotta end. I was like, okay,
Yeah. What's the other
that's,
one she says? And no man has power over me unless he's paying the light bill.
well, that's old.
Well,
I
yes.
mean, that's a like a. I'm not gonna say that specifically as an old phrase, but that sounds like
Look, there were some extra words sprinkled in there that I'm just not
yeah,
saying.
yeah. But that other one, that's classic. At the end of the day gotta end. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the screen like,
She's right. She's right. So yeah, that's one. And the other I think would be Debbie Gibson. Yeah, I have the vinyl.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. You might have to edit that out. I was like having a moment like,
I mean, I interviewed her
what?
for, yeah, I don't have
Gibson.
the magazine here at the moment, but I had interviewed her for, I think it was last year. I was so hype about the interview, and I have it on video, but it was for a print article, and they didn't want me to share the video, and I'm like, but I have this video, I have proof.
I mean, and I don't mean to be insulting to Debbie Gibson because she was probably one of the first young ladies that kind of kicked off the teen
Yeah,
idol sort of thing where I think wasn't she the one that people go see her in malls or something like that if she was performing
it
or
was. I think it was her and Tiffany. They were the two rival ones at that
right,
time. Not
right, right,
rival, but that people pitted against each other, and
right.
so yeah,
There
and
were female teen idol type things and I think her and like folks like Taylor Dane and yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So yeah, no, I get it, and I'm not trying to be insulting. Obviously, she became a big star,
yeah.
but I just didn't expect that to come out of your face. Sorry.
Yeah, apparently, yeah, what's the word Trump says? Bigly. I was bigly
Ah.
into my into that back then. And then, when I posted on Facebook that I had interviewed her, somebody said, yeah, I could see that because you wore your bangs like her in middle school. And I went back and looked like I never realized they were like hers. It was the flip up, the flip down. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow.
I wanted the electric youth perfume, but I didn't get it.
And if you gave me a million guesses, I would have not said Debbie Gibson.
So she came close to Charlotte last year, and I was so excited. I was like, yes, gave me tickets to go to the show. But I ended up at the emergency room, so I didn't get to go. And I missed my chance to meet her in person. So hopefully she'll come back or I'll get to go to another show. But I missed it and I was crushed. I was crushed.
There's no way for me to reply without being insulting to Debbie Gibson. So I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah, that's my yeah, that's my
I just had this vision in my mind of Debbie Gibson now. Probably got a cigarette in her face, So, what? What? Yeah, you're a teen idol. Yeah, sweetie. So
she doesn't do all that.
what do you want now? Yeah, I was. Yeah. Give me the 8x10. Glossy picture of herself, like 50 years ago when she was young and cute.
She's still cute.
What?
So how can everybody get Luscious when it comes out on your birthday? And happy early birthday.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're still laughing at Debbie.
Yeah,
that's gonna be you. That's gonna be you at album 50.
Yeah, I was a teen idol. Yeah, I was a sensation. What do you want? Want hash browns with that?
No, I want some caramel ice cream.
Oh.
Y'all got to go back and watch that interview.
Oh.
That's the one that talks about, and the title says, and Will talks about his first job. So that one, make sure you go watch that one. Then you'll get this joke.
Sprinkles that? That'd be a cone, or would you like a sugar cone or a cup? Okay.
Sugar on the floor.
Oh man. I'm Will Downing 3 on Facebook. I'm Will Downing Singer on Facebook and Instagram, whatever. They're both tied in the same. Come to willdowning.com to find out where I'll be in concert. If you'd like to buy Luscious and some of the other stuff that I've released over the years, t-shirts and the hats or whatever, you can come to theprinceofsophisticatedsoul.com and pick up product there as well. So those are the ways to find me. All right. You got me over. I'm sweating and laughing. He said, Debbie Gibson. What? Yeah, that was me. Yeah. Well, what do you want? Yeah, I don't sing anymore.
Which reminds me, the last time I was at your show, when you were here earlier this year, I went to the merch table to buy a shirt. It didn't have my size. They had sold out.
You didn't have a Luscious size? Okay. I'm sorry.
You don't keep, and I meant to ask you don't have any back here in the back?
Sorry. I'll send you a t-shirt.
Okay.
So go to the website, tell me which design it was. I'm gonna hook you up and tell me what color you want.
All right.
Knowing it'll probably be pink and green or something like that.
No, what makes you think that? No. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what makes you say pink and green at all.
Everything around you is pink. You mean check is green, rhymes is pink.
Yeah, the microphone behind me is pink.
I'm just an educated guess. I don't know, from an uneducated man. I don't know. That's all.
Well, as always, it's been a pleasure having you back on Check the Rhymes. You know, you'll have to come back soon, which album 29, which will
be a year from now.
Next year, I'm sure. Next year.
November 29th, I'll be back. Album number 39 or 29 or whatever.
Exactly. So thank you again, Mr. Will Downing, for joining me today on Check the Rhymes. And
That's my news feed.
Yeah. You got a beautiful spirit.
I got a beautiful spirit. Beautiful spirit.